Martin Muses. Welcome to Miss Martin Muses, where we muse upon what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. Now, Ireland does all of those and more for me. Yes, it does, precious. Yes, it does, because I love the land of my youth. Hey, and not Ireland, but Wales. It is Ryan Roger Athay. Well, hello there. Everything is well. I'm looking forward to the reality base later on. Thank you for being here from Wales. And also got here all the way from the future, the man, the legend, the Viking himself, Steve Kenobi.
Hi, I'm from Norway. We get accused of killing whales.
Oh,
Well, we do.
well, yeah, and you eat them too.
Yep. But not Roger. I'll leave him alone. He's a good fellow.
Oh, I got it. That was a pun. Whales, that whales.
Yeah, save the whales.
Oh, got it. Yeah, and but whale. Okay, the pun kind of went over. I got you.
Yeah.
Well,
Sunk in.
Oh dear me. And it's meteor advocate Timon. Hello. Welcome to Miss Martin Muses. Well, Steve, there's going to be some Viking stuff in this because, like Kinsale, it started up because Vikings came in and raided a monastery. And some
yeah,
of
the monasteries used to have gold, so if ever I'm in the US or something, I'm robbing a church. Simply for tradition's sake.
Just don't do it in Texas.
Why not?
Because you'll get shot.
Now I'll just pick a fight with them and they'll lose. Remember the Alamo, right?
Oh.
Every Texan watching is now pissed.
That's that. Oh, no. No. Well, what's cool about it, and we'll see, is the names and the design of the streets are actually of that Old Norse language derived. Oh, yep. Meteor advocate Timon is on my side. What, Steve? Robbing a church? It's tradition. Here's a conundrum, though. What happens if you rob a church in your own home country? You're robbing,
I don't know. Well, they don't keep money there, I think.
I don't know. If you find a Catholic church, you'll.
Oh, yeah, there is one, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Never mind how I know that.
I can rob it and send you the stuff.
Then I would be sinning. My God. Don't listen to Stieg. Don't listen to him. He is a bad example. But I'll tell you what, who is not a bad example? Me. But also, I love sharing the land of my youth, where little Teresa became a little Teresa, where she grew up. And it is in not just Ireland, but more specifically Cork City. Everywhere we go, people always ask us who we are and where do we come from, and we tell them, what do we tell them? We're from Cork, mighty Cork.
I tell them I'm from Norway, but they don't believe me.
Well, that's true. No one believes you because you lie.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm going to try to make us a teeny bit smaller. Ryan Roger, as I said, folks, I got a Rising Stars video to make. Once it's done, be here. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much. And I will see you later. I'm going to try to change our orientation. Oh, look at us. Look at us there in the corner. Well, first of all, yeah, I like to orient us.
Oh, shit. I'm in Florida. I'm dead.
Oh, no. So now you really have come out of the closet and told us where you're from. No, but he's from Downton Abbey. We know that. So you can see there's the United States, Canada, Greenland, Iceland. Yay, there's Norway where Stieg is. And then this dot, we are going over to Ireland, west of England. Zoom in a little more specifically, Cork in the south of Ireland, rebel country, as it's known.
Limerick, though, that sounds dirty. Lots of time during the winter, I suppose.
To be fair, it is actually quite dirty. A lot of cities in Ireland are dirty. Cork, they've kind of cleaned up, sort of, maybe a bit. More specifically, there we are. We got Cork. If you remember yesterday, we were in Kinsale down here. I told you it's about a 20-minute drive. Carrigaline, that's another place. Cove is awesome.
Why?
It's got some really cool, badass cliffs and caves and things. But it's one of those caves you don't want to really go. Sorry?
Is Cove an old way of spelling cove?
Well, it's Cove. It's BH. It's Irish. BH is an F sound.
Yeah, I thought, like a cove.
What's a cove?
You don't know what a cove is?
Okay, tell us, Steve, what it is.
It's a coast thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure that is what Cove is, because Cove is there on the coast.
It's like a bay and an inlet,
Mm-hmm.
coastal inlet, but that's where it's located, isn't it? In an inlet. So I was wondering if it was just a different way of spelling cove.
Most likely, yes, because of where it is. It used to be called Queenstown. Obviously, some of those names Ireland changed back. It's also the last place where Titanic embarked. Sadly, picked up a lot of the people that were going to die because a lot of them.
Oh, damn! Let that sink in.
Oh,
that's deep.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
My gosh. Well, and if you think about the tragedies, Titanic left from there, and Lusitania sunk off the coast of Kinsale. Oh, Timon is giving us a cave. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's also what it means.
It says cove. It doesn't say cave.
Yeah. Oh, cove. Holy crap. I don't have my reading glasses in. Here, let me look on my bigger screen. Cove. Yes, correct. Okay, that's probably how it's spelled too. It says cove is from, it is an Irish version of the word, the English word cove. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes. I got it right.
Yes. Hello, drunken poet. Madine Ma. Good evening. I know Ma. Gosh, my Irish just totally left me there. Ma, Maiden. I think that means evening. Madine. Oh, it's a song. What is it in English? But Ma means good. Well, thank you. If it has a more direct translation, help me. Yeah, I think it's no, but that's not the word for evening. I don't think. Again, my Irish is really messed up. Very limited. Oh, it says it means good morning. Oh, is it morning over there where you are? Well, good morning to you. What we used to do for greeting, you just say Diagwit, Dias Maragwit. Never minding what the time of day is, but thank you. Do you know Irish, Dempsey? Let me know. I'm trying to find people that know Irish because sometime I want to maybe have a stream so we can all try to remember it together. But here we go. We have Cork, and you can see how close Blarney is to it, where Blarney Castle is. Bandon, that's another nice place. But here we are. We have orientated ourselves. Now, I'll tell you what's really cool about Cork. It is on the River Lee. And the part that we think of as the main part of Cork City, which is here, is surrounded by water of the Lee, and then the Lee continues on. However, there's also loads of other water down here. Every single one of these roads, you can see how they go. They were originally little passageways. What do you call them? You know, like what they have in Venice, like roads that are rivers. That's the
Oh,
way it
canals.
canal. Yeah, thank you. Well, yes, but they were also naturally because this was a marsh. It still is technically, and each one of these here were waterways. What is currently there now, they have roads over it, but they actually built above these waters. So if you're minding your own business, especially you can hear it around South Mall, which is here, you will hear the water rushing underneath. So it's still there. So that's South Mall. And let me go ahead and yeah, there we are. So this gives you a little bit of a better idea. This is a map from
Gosh,
1545.
looks like an old D&D map.
It
Yeah.
could. It could. Yes. But still that water going around, but look at all of these. And it was marsh. Oh, oh,
I bet it's foggy during summer.
oh well, yeah. Well, it's foggy any other time of the day as well. Hmm. And then here was the main city and the little. So you had all these little waterways, the abbey. All of this was marsh, and the Cork City walls were there. Now this was before the Reformation kind of stuff. So that's why you'll see like St. Barry's Cathedral and the like, St. Austin. So there you had the abbeys. Now you will find the abbeys we're going to see and ruins of the abbeys, but this was before everything hit the fan. If you'll see here, Viking settlement, we're also going to, which is down here on the south, which is where Cork began, and there are remnants of the Vikings. It's really cool. So it's a great place to go if you want to see some of that natural archaeology. Now, here's the map of it as it is today. Just the water that's here is just around the edges. Oh, yeah. Some of the highlights we're going to be seeing here is St. Patrick Street. Up here, down here on the bottom, rather, is Elizabeth Fort. This is the Viking area, St. Finbarr's Cathedral over here, and Sullivan's Key, the Red Abbey, Cork City Hall, Oliver Plunkett Street, the Clayton Hotel. Oh, rather, this is Oliver Plunkett Street. This is South Mall, the Cork Bus Station. These were very important to me, especially as a kid. We used to go and walk around there. South Mall is where we used to catch the bus. But even when I go there now, these are important because I cannot drive in Ireland. So I will walk throughout there and then the bus station. That's why I always stay at the Clayton Hotel. It's a modern riverside hotel with a pool. I never bother swimming when I'm in Ireland. No, but I am learning slowly. Okay. Well, the only thing I was always desperate to know was Will Catagum Dulgary and Lazarus Mashe de Hulle, because you couldn't go to the restroom if you didn't ask in Irish. The map maker got lazy, says Timon Flip. After writing for Marsh, he wrote Marsh. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
maybe
so
he felt he was bogged down.
yeah. But I just love it the way that you can see how old and ancient the city is, that it hasn't actually changed. It's just modernized exactly where it was. The original roads, the original waterways became the roads, and how important these bridges were. Let's see. So let's go into some real pictures. Oh, sorry. I went back. Oh, this is just showing the names so you can see it. The Oliver Plunkett Street. Oliver Plunkett Street, of course, that was
Brown
not what
Thomas Cork.
Brown Thomas Cork. Oh,
I take it he
I'm
was
not in.
adopted.
I don't know.
Fairly new street, I imagine.
My gosh. This is a little closer up. I guess I was suspecting people. Okay, speaking some more Irish. Was it Govstock? Govstock? Go inside and say Shemara Folksta August knee to unto fame. Okay, go into the bathroom and wash yourself. Okay, well, teachers never bother to yell that at us. They just also yelled a lot of cuteness. Shut up. All right. So going back to these are real pictures. This is me. Look at me. Yay. I went from Atlanta over to Dublin. I've said before, you can fly directly into Cork, but you first have to stop off in Manchester. I did it once and never want to do it again because it's like you have to go through customs twice.
It bothers me that Swedish shithole is showing.
Stockholm. Sorry you hate it so much. And yeah, they don't have your place. They don't have Olaf. Or rather, Oslo.
Olaf is the name of a person. I doubt he would feature on a map. He's not that big.
Well, he has a big ass cathedral there.
And
he was the first king. He had the first Christian king rather, because they had all sorts of Viking kings.
Olaf the Holy.
Yep. Which I'm sure. Well, we call him
first king was Harold Fairhair.
Ah. Well, there you are. But I'm right that he was the first Christian one. Am I right?
Yeah, I think so.
St. Olaf, because he was the one who kind of...
Yeah, I got credit for christening Norway.
Yes. And I'm not even sure it was entirely through free will.
No, that was not a peaceful process.
No. The whole idea of freedom of conscience is like so 20... Well, it was 20th century, and now we're going back to... not being allowed to have your own thoughts, are we? Especially religious thoughts. All right, let's continue. Here's a little closer. Look, it's gone now. Oh, I think you can see Oslo there. We see the O. In Cork. All right, let me look at my chat here. Laugh out loud. That's cool. I love hearing stories like that. Oh, well, thank you. In Cork, Ireland, what place amazes you the most? Oh, you'll see. Well, first of all, everything amazes me. Everything, because it's such a lovely city. I'm sure that there's some Dubliners or other people that would disagree. It's the second largest city in Ireland, and to give you some perspective about how much Dublin kind of rules the rest of the country, Dublin has 2 million people. It's the largest city, sometimes derogatorily called West London for reasons. Cork City is the second largest, and it has 200,000 people. Where Dublin goes, so does
Ireland. The same in Norway, too. Oslo is way big. And then, there's a dip.
Yeah. So you really don't have a prayer of voting against, if you know what I mean. Dublin rules Ireland. And Dublin has gone a little crazy.
Speaking of Irish and stuff like that, there's an elf in the chat.
There is an elf in the chat. She says, dang, I always have these going when I'm working. I'll catch the replay. Good journey, everyone. Well, thank you. Thank you. And then may the sunrise always at your back. Shlán Lad agus Ganairi on Voher Lat. No, wait, that's may the road rise to meet you. Same idea. I'm going to try to collect some Irish.
May the road rise to meet you? Is that like you walk uphill?
No, it means like it makes it easy.
Oh,
look at this! I cannot tell you now. It was very lovely here, but sometimes, most of the time, it will be cloudy, and there is nothing like you're starting to land. You're in the clouds, can't see a thing, and then all of a sudden, boom! You just see that green, and I usually cry my eyes out. What can I say?
Looks to be a lot of farms in the area.
Correct. They have a lot of cattle actually, cattle farming and butter dairy farming is huge. A lot doesn't actually grow. You will find some wheat and stuff and potatoes. Well, notoriously potatoes.
Yeah, potatoes will grow anywhere pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When I get to Dingle, we'll talk a little more about that because that's where you really see some remnants from the famine. It's just I've got to go back. Stupid COVID has kept me from going back, but I'm gonna get my buttocks back. I always have an excuse to go because there's a conference in Cork City in the hotel I like to stay at every July, and I used to get like teacher credit for going to that, like ongoing education. It was quite shameless. Oh, we have Seregrian. I hope I'm saying that right. Everyone's saying another elf. That is not Irish. That might be Elvish.
That is
And so,
that is Dragon Age Elvish.
ooh, damn.
Yeah, yeah. The Dragon Age elves, the Dalish elves. That's what they're called.
Oh, well, she says actually it's Tolkien Sindarin.
They say Megavan in Dragon Age too.
Oh,
Probably stole
probably
it.
ripped it off. Yeah, bastards. All right, this is the first thing. For one thing, it's morning when you get there, and I wasn't entirely sure when I was going to be eating. And next, I was going to be going onto a train and all that. So the first thing I did was I went to a convenience store in the airport and got Sidona. It's a
That
sparkling
looks good
apple.
though. Apple drinks are always great.
Yeah. Now, do they have Sidona there where you are?
No, but we have apple soda.
Okay. Yeah. Sidona is like the um what do you call it? The brand. So I picked up that and
We have a pear soda as well, and champagne soda.
yeah. Oh, that sounds good.
And
Dag
grapefruit
nabbit, see,
soda.
it's gonna be so awesome when I steal your identity and I can just go and just live your life. Um, and no one will notice the difference because we obviously look exactly alike. You can just I'll just say, oh, yeah, I'm Steeg. I transitioned. Okay, tuna flakes with sun blush tomato, feta cheese, and red onion. Oh my gosh, that will
Is it
it
like
tasted.
a sandwich?
Yes, it is a sandwich. Yeah, so I
Huh.
picked it up. And part of the reason I show these off, I like to show off food, but also I want to tell y'all some tips. Get yourself some food. It's not necessarily like America where there's loads of convenience things and you don't know when you're going to get the next food. And the last thing you want to do is be hungry. So I picked up some of those to for the train. They don't. Sometimes you can get some food on the train. It depends, but guarantee yourself, get yourself a sandwich and put it in your bag, and that's how you will live. They also had a lot of smoked salmon sandwiches there that I like to take advantage of, but for some reason they didn't have any available at the time. And you'll see also to the left black currant flavored Halls cough drops. I love black currant flavor and they don't have it over here. So the first thing I did was buy them. No, I didn't have a sore throat. I
I
just
think it has been banned in the U.S.
what?
Someone told me that recently. That black currant. Yeah, it's. That's why you guys don't have the black currant tea. It's been a lot of states or something have gotten rid of it. I don't
Oh
know
my
why.
gosh. Those bastards.
Yeah.
Well, what I usually do is I hope it's not banned because every time I go there, I go into the supermarket and like bring back like handfuls of these things. And what else is? Well, they have black currant that because when I would be drinking back in the day when I drank, I would. It's okay for women to put a little bit of black currant into your Guinness. Guys do that. They well may not think you're very masculine. Schlanta Augustanta is one of my favorite. It means health and wealth. Yeah, usually you just say Schlanta when you're having a drink. Miss Martin means remember where Shannon is to this destination. Shannon is about from Cork. It's about 2 hours north. And you can fly into Shannon as well if you want to. I usually like to fly into Dublin. I go through with Delta and all that. Oh, you can see the little picture there. That's what I put on my suitcase so that I can identify it. It was something I got from Iceland, so I kept it. So that's what Icelandic, and then it eventually fell apart, and instead I put a sticker of Bell. So if you're ever at an airport and you see a sticker of Bell, you'll know it's mine. All right. So you have a choice if you want to get to to downtown Dublin or to the station. You can get a taxi, which costs out the buttocks, or you can go to the Airlink Express. You find it by follow the signs after you go through customs and all that, and after you got your sandwich and stocked up on black currant cough drops, you go across the street and it's very big. You'll see it there, and you buy your ticket. It is €7 and worth every penny. Here is the route. So you can see that it'll go straight to the Houston rail station, the train station, and it has several stops along the way. I highly recommend doing that rather than taking a taxi. I think it's easier and it's not as expensive, especially if it's just you or someone else. You got kids. Oh, heck, I don't know what you do with kids. What are you doing traveling with children anyways? Seregian says the only time I was in Ireland was stopovers at Shannon Airport. Yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. All right, so as you're going through town, you'll see some things here. This is Dublin City, Bus Éireann, Irish bus. Guinness, I passed by the Guinness factories, took a picture. I have been to the Guinness factory before. If you have a chance, go and check it out. You'll learn a lot about how they make Guinness. Here is some monuments. I think this is the courthouse, I believe. And the post office. If you know anything about the Easter Rising, this is where it happened. Wait, why is it not showing up? Oh, okay, it's loading here. And was, of course, violently put down, which is what, if you ever go to Dublin, also make sure you go to Kilmainham Jail, where you will hear all about those things, because I think it's important, the Irish history there. Okay, we are hearing from Timon. Yes, black currant. The plant was like a plague to the wood industry in the U.S. Saw and they saw it on the. Oh my gosh, that's why. Though, still forbidden in some states. That's why. Oh man, because I love black currant tea. I love black currant cough drops. Those bastards. Oh, I just thought this was fun to show inside the bus. Two reasons I wanted to show it. One, it is new. Here, that is not the way it was when I was a child. And if you see some older Irish movies like The Commitments, they used to have like a conductor guy that would come and you'd give him the money and he'd take your ticket. Now they have gotten rid of that, and the bus driver does the job. So when you enter, you have to pay, and you can see here this is where you pay. Also, there's protection for the bus driver. They didn't used to have those when I was a little girl.
What is that lady doing with the tree, though? Because she's not leaning against it. I think she's scratching her butt.
Thank you, Stieg. This is more of downtown Dublin. Look at those double-decker buses. One of these days I'll do something on Dublin. I don't spend a lot of time in Dublin when I go there. I only usually go to Dublin when I'm traveling with friends who have never been to Dublin and want to check it out. Look, the tricolored flags on a thing. All right. And then I made it to the train station. I didn't get a picture of the train station, but I guess maybe it wasn't very exciting. This shows you all, it was at Irod Éireann, all the different train stations. You can really do a lot of good traveling in Ireland by train. I highly recommend it. If you can't drive especially, go ahead and use the train system. It's not too bad, not too expensive, and you can get where you want to go. So here's Dublin, and Cork is going to be down here. But you can see you can go up there to the northeast. You can go up to Northern Ireland here. Now, Northern Ireland is a different country. So keep that in mind. All over here to Limerick and Galway, and then up here along the coast. Keep in mind if you are going to Cork, pay attention. You need to change trains, usually at Thurles. If you drink a lot, you will see Dublin everywhere. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh, something quoted from Wikipedia. Here we go. Black currants are now grown commercially in northeastern United States and the Pacific Northwest because of the long period of restrictions. They're not popular in the United States. Okay.
Yeah, I keep having Americans ask me about blackcurrant tea all the time because we have it,
I know you have
but
it.
it's and well, both you and Toriel, I think, told me that you used to have it, but it went away.
I don't know. I know I've told you just from my experience in Ireland. If we did have it here, I never knew it because I always stock up. I'm a wild woman. There's a not Tesla, Tesco. That's the name of the big supermarket in Cork, and I always go in and just. They probably think I'm insane. Like, what's this American woman doing buying up all these cough drops and tea? But yeah, you sent me some, Steve. So yay! If you wait, you'll see Dublin everywhere.
Well, I
See,
sent
yes.
you blackcurrant tea.
Oh no, you did. Wait, I asked you to send me black currant tea. I think instead you sent me something else.
Yeah.
You sent
Oh
me
yeah,
black
yeah,
tea.
because they didn't have it. It was they were out.
That's true.
Yeah, so I had to send the package that day, so I just picked something else.
Yeah, was that the when you sent me the red berries?
Yeah.
And then you sent me some really good Earl Grey tea too.
Well, I
Speaking
thought
of
that was Ray. No,
no,
I don't know.
well, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk tea later. Speaking of tea, always get real tea. Do not get. They'll give you chamomile. They'll give you all of that. But for frack's sake, you're in Ireland, okay? You can have chamomile anytime you want. Get real Irish tea. I do travel first class, so you won't get this necessarily. I did take a picture of what you'll get from the trolley, but I forgot to load it up, which is basically a trolley will come up and down just like on Harry Potter. And if you want some tea, they'll make you some tea there and put it in a plastic cup. But this is my morning tea on the way with my own teapot and teacup.
Oh,
It's not sorry.
Timon in the chat says no one drinks tea with milk in Brazil where he lives. It's another thing he has in common with Norway. I swear Brazil and Norway are like related.
I think so, yeah, because you guys are also the weirdos that have tomato soup with eggs.
Yes. And we also read The Phantom.
That's true, you do.
Yeah.
And you also are football. Well, actually, everyone's a football fanatic, but Ireland. Yes, I agree. Agree. And Le Bon, Le Sucre. Of course, I do not have sugar in my tea. I will only have milk. And it takes me a second because I'm so used to asking for cream because, of course, what we call cream in America for our tea, it's not really cream. So everyone's always like, oh, sorry, we don't have tea. We just have a cream. We just have milk. But yes. Also, we drink tea mostly with fresh herbs. Good for you. I do like those kind of teas. I just don't when I'm in Ireland. First class is not that much more expensive in by train, and I think it's worth it. Me and my traveling companions, like in France, I went with a good friend. She and I exclusively went first class. I don't know though how expensive it would be if you are with a family. If you got 4 or 5 people, maybe it'll start to rack up. But if you can, fly first class and take the train first class. This time around, I did not go first class on the plane because you can get a really, really good deal of, of the flight and the hotel room. It was like $1,500 for everything to for a week. So it's worth it to go economy flying that way. This is look inside the train so you can just get a look. But again, this is first class, so it may not look that way in other ones. I love showing this off because, of course, one of the first things I wanted to do because I am because we're all addicts. Got to make sure that your phone is charged. They have a plug in here, and this is my charger, my
We
Irish
do
charger.
not have plugs like that.
No,
We have 2 pins.
oh yes, you
Yeah.
and you know what? I have those as well because that's the same that they use in on the continent, right? Like they
Yes.
use it.
I actually got burned. Not literally, but because I bought a power supply thing for the Commodore 64 because mine was broken,
Mhm.
and I bought one from England on eBay, and it had a plug like that, and I had no way of using it. It didn't, doesn't fit. So I had to buy a converter plug thing.
Oh, yes. So be careful of your plugs. Yes. Well, nowadays you can get something at the airport or even order it where all the different uh cords and plugins in one thing. I actually own one of them. I made a video a long time ago showing them off. Maybe I'll re-upload it sometime. But I did choose, well, I have one of those, but this is not just a normal plug. This is also to plug in your phone. It's like a charger thing. I showed it off in my Chester video because England's the same. Yeah. Yeah. So let's yeah, 7 cats in Leinster. Sarah Green said my tour of Britain in '07 South had delighted about a plug for every northern country in Europe. Yes. Well, again, what did you call him, Steek? The two prongs or two whatever you said.
Pins,
Two
plugs.
pins.
Yeah,
Yes.
something
And
like that.
mhm. Yeah, the two pins will work. I know for a fact in France and in Iceland, and I guess now I know, and in Norway because
Yeah.
I've used those. I picked this up at a store on Oliver Plunkett Street because I could. Look, we arrived in Cork. Not unable to take a picture of the train station because you actually go into a big tunnel and then you come out and then you're in Cork. And yes, Cork was a port. You'll find a lot of big old ships and things. This is right across from where my hotel's going to be. But yay, I'm home. So this is just some information about the Cork Harbor. It is a finest natural harbor in the northern hemisphere. From medieval origins, the port associated with it had outstripped its nearest rivals in southeastern Ireland, Waterford, and Youghal to become the second city of Ireland. It was by 1800. Sorry.
But this is probably true that it's a natural port, given that you have that cove area.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, they just have to defend each side of that thin passage. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Precisely. And in the Kinsale one, I was showing off some of the different forts that they actually have and some of the remnants of the big towers, the watch towers that they would good. Gosh darn it, observation that turned out to be true. That in Christianity, what you grasp very quickly. By 1800 was the most important transatlantic shipping port in Europe. Most British convoys sailing to the colonies in the New World and the West Indies took on provisions at Cork. Butter, salted beef, and porter, sailcloth, and gunpowder were shipped from Cork to American and West Indian plantations. So, yes, it was huge. And also because of the brewing and distillery. It also became a bit of a sore point because the British, they would export food and everything. One of the myths is that the famine was a famine. No, it wasn't a famine. There was food. It was just that the Irish weren't able to get at it, and there would be riots in Cork around the port because that's where they'd be bringing all the food they weren't giving the starving Irish dying in the streets, and people were just so frenzied with starvation, they would just lose their minds and just start attacking the British soldier and like trying to get at the food.
How could they starve that badly if they're on the coast? I mean, there's fish.
Perhaps, but also remember they didn't necessarily have the rights to the fishing rights and stuff.
Yeah,
If
but
you
to
were
go to the shore and fish is better than dying.
well, I'll have to Google it, but understand if you were Irish, if you were Catholic, you weren't allowed to do shite during that time, and they didn't. They even thought it was a good thing if the people starved to death. I will have to fact check that though. We were just coming out of the penal era. Emancipation didn't happen until 1829. Okay, I want to pay attention to the chat here. Good, gosh darn it, I do need to fact check why they couldn't fish, but I think that was why. Like they literally were not allowed to. Saragian says, "Are trains in Ireland very different from ones in Britain? The Brit trains were very stripped down and utilitarian." I'll admit, when I was a younger one, I sensed that, but I'm gonna sound like such a snob. I always go first class now, so
Yeah, totally not a snob.
No, it's not being a snob. It's always very nice for me. Gosh, I'm a snob. All right, the 2 pins are for powering the circuit, while the 3rd pin is grounded for protection. Says Timon, have you ever? Welcome to Cork. I had to take a picture of that. And look, do not scoff not at instant coffee in Ireland. Instant coffee in America tastes like garbage, absolute garbage. But in Europe, I don't know what they put into it, but it is amazing. It is amazing, and I would love to have it. And I also usually take some of that until I get there. All right. Check out this breakfast. And yes, it says I can't always finish these Irish breakfasts. We have coffee, we have tomatoes, we have eggs, we have bacon, we have salmon, and we have soda bread. So that was my breakfast there, and as you can see, they gave me a little pot. Yay!
They didn't give you a lot though.
Yeah,
I would still be hungry after that one. I mean, look at the potato. If you compare everything else on the plate to the size of the potato, it's not a lot, is it? It's just 2 bits of sausage, and yeah, it's a greedy breakfast. No wonder they starved.
Oh, Stieg, you're a fat git. Oh my gosh.
Well, that's a proper thing to say. I approve.
Oh.
Okay. I don't mind proper insults. It's great. But then again, isn't Mr. Brown the guy that eats half a grape and half a carrot for dinner?
Well, yeah, aren't you a vegan, or are you a whatchamacallit? I don't know. Meteor advocate Timon Flip. If you ever come to Brazil, you will have a foodgasm with our coffee. Oh my gosh. Oh dear.
I like that he said get. Fat get.
Well, that's what British people do.
I know, it's better than fat bastard. You
know? Okay, here we go. We have here a picture of the River Lee. Now, I have said this before, that the some people think Cork is a little bit dirty. I can't entirely say too much about that, but what can I say? The River Lee is definitely very dirty. It's pretty bad. Oh boy. Let me see. This is at the north part on St. Patrick Street, which is a very lovely place. Yay, dirty vegan. Yes. Yes. That breakfast looks very disappointing. Jeannie Mac, it was an amazing breakfast. It was an amazing
No,
breakfast.
it was lacking.
What is the strangest place you've seen in Ireland? Oh my gosh. Strange. Probably some of the gardens around Blarney Castle. Yeah.
The stuff around castles can be rather strange.
Mm-hmm. I bet you paid a fortune for that breakfast. I would have sent it back. You guys are terrible. On Lee, you have my permission. River Lee. That is how you say Lee. River Lee in Irish. Picture of fish. They have a picture of fish. All right. This is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about when I said I said the river was dirty.
Oh, damn. What is it, though?
Yeah. Not sure. It looks like in there that's like some foliage. I don't know. Okay. And this is the Cork City Council. The Cork City Council. And that's how they say it in Irish. And the picture you see here is like the coat of arms. And it's got the ship in there. And so that's what you'll see when you see Cork.
Yeah, see that natural port thing I mentioned? You'll have towers and stuff on each side of the inlet, right?
Yes, they will. And it's where they caught Teresa's breakfast. Nice. Oh dear. Okay, now we're going to get to a place called St. Patrick Street. And you can see it says Shrod Padrig. I'm not going to be able to pronounce that correctly. And St. Patrick Street, that is the main street that runs down Cork City. And I just can't say enough how much I genuinely love. There we are. Cork City and St. Patrick Street. Now, what we're doing here, we're up at the top part of St. Patrick Street, or probably more accurately at the bottom part if you're looking from north to south. And there's St. Patrick's Hill. There's St. Patrick's Hill up there. And it is incredibly steep. Sometimes just for fun, my dad used to try to drive up there. And he'd have to shift his car like several times. Yes. You can see a closer look. It is as steep as it is. Now, on the bottom here, you've got paddy wagon. The paddy wagon thing is very stereotypical and very much how do I say this? Very much appealing to tourists and probably Americans. However, the paddy wagon is some of the best you will see. They give some really, really great day tours. And so I always go there. And frankly, the reason why you're going to see this picture is because I am walking there. I am walking there because I did take a day tour up to dingle on the bus. What are those crooked light poles? Okay, this is really, 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 um, well, how do I say this? It was really a bad idea. They kind of did that because they were wanting it to look, I think, like a ship. Okay. All right, and then here we go. We have the top. There is Father Murphy. It is a statue that is. Uh, he's of a hero. He's of a hero. And then you also have here these lights. Like I said, they're trying to make them like ships. I don't know if that's to what you were referring, but that is what it is. I was going to say that paddy wagon tour, catering to the tourist side. Yes, but do not misunderestimate how good they really are. They really are amazing. Also, this is at St. Patrick Street. They did not have these when I was young. These are some they are bikes, and you can rent them and then drop them off another place. I can't say I recommend it because I have never tried it, but yay, there it is. All right, this is a gift shop. Right by to the left of that picture I was telling you. I highly recommend this. Really do. Really do. It is probably the most comprehensive one stop for items. Look, we have Cork, the Republic of Ireland. Yay! Also, look at that. This is just one aisle. Get anything you want. This is where I get the hot water bottles. I always like to get hot water bottles here. And if you want to get things like rosaries for friends, they always like to get them as well. Street musicians, yay! You will find street musicians all along St. Patrick's Street, and here you are. After seeing that steep hill, no bikes, thank you. Yes, I would not recommend it. Well, hey, I went up and down a lot of those hills, and it was good for me. It was very good for me. But yeah, street musicians are the best there. There we are. Easter Rising, the birth of our nation. Oh, I think this picture superimposed, but there was an Irish dancer. Help my geography, says Sirigian. Where is it in relation to Cork? Connemara? Oh, gosh. I'm not sure, but Connemara marble. That's what I'm thinking of. Connemara. Oh.
Is it rainy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's maybe that's it. Because it will rain every now and then there, won't it? Won't they? There we are. This is much better. And he was doing some Irish dancing as well. Tells the history of the 16 Rising. And here we have the in the middle of St. Patrick's Street, you have the Aris Opera Corky, the Cork Opera House. Eolus, I forget what that is. And there was also some history of St. Patrick's Street during the Civil War. That's where the Black and Tans kind of burned down half of St. Patrick's Street. So I always recommend, in America, especially, we have like a drink called that. People will use that as a drink. Oh, not maybe the best idea. Especially in Cork. Yeah, Connemara, I just looked it up. It's up in the northwest. It's actually quite far away. I've never been to Connemara. When was this visit? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I think that that we did see that. It was what was it? It was 2019. All right. And then as you're going along, there are lots of little side streets that you're going to see here along St. Patrick's Street. And as you're going along, these are the things that you can have. You're going to see one of them that I like to go to. Well, first of all, there is a little bookstore here, as well as places where you can eat outside. But my personal favorite is Fellini Cafe, Cork's most historic tea room. We cater for private parties here in the surroundings of Old Pavilion Cinema in Cork. So it is an amazing tea room, and you're going to see why in a second. Oh, there we go. I just looked it up. You mentioned dancing, and I know of a dancer there. Ha, nice. Very nice.
Very narrow streets, though.
Yes. And that comes from the way they were all built before.
Hmm.
hmm They're just, and there's a reason why these ones are only accessible through walking. I mean, maybe back in the day you could have with a horse and stuff, but not in this. Okay. And this is inside that tea room. As you can see, it has lovely good decor. Yay! And check out the food. We endorse they have lots of cakes and things that I did not enjoy that. Oh, okay. I think that maybe there's some technical stuff. Oh, okay. I think they're working out some technical things going on. I don't think it was on purpose there, obviously. All right. And then we have some scones and we have some jam and some clotted cream, as well as the tea. So if you want to have probably one of the best scones you're ever going to have in your entire life, it'll be this. And
That there
meanwhile,
looks
also,
like diabetes.
oh, yeah. Well, I can tell you the you'll only have one of these. Okay, they will fill you up. Off along the side of the street is this is Peter and Paul Church. I'm lucky how much Teresa is a foodie, the same as me. Oh, okay. Well, especially when you're overseas, you need to enjoy the local cuisine. Oh, faux gras mass in Irish. So if you want to go to mass in Irish, this is where you can find it in Cork. It's always at 10 o'clock. So I take advantage of that because you know how many times you get a chance to go to mass in Irish. Even if you don't speak Irish, go ahead and enjoy it. And this is with the carta on foible. This is something that you can do. This will have the things that the priest say to you that you do respond in Irish. If you went to, Augusta do Spirad, which is, and with your spirit, et cetera, et cetera. So you can pick those up at a local store there if you can kind of read Irish. I try. Oh, meter advocate Timon said, is there a Cork shop in Cork? Haha. Not that I know of. This is the inside. You can see it's quite lovely. This was built right after emancipation, so it's an older one. You'll see some lovely things here. Look at the old altar, or rather, the old preacher pulpit thing, and the old confessional there to the left. Check out the angel with the lamp. Very lovely. And I swear they always use for communion the song Cade Me La Foilta wrote. So if you don't know it, learn it. It's really easy. Oh, that's nice things going on here. And that there's a very closer look at the confessional, the old fashioned confessionals. I don't know if they still use those or if they're just being kept and preserved. I really do appreciate how much that they've preserved these things. What do we have? Oh, that is a beautiful church. Yes, beautiful church. I agree. Yeah, thank you, Genevieve. Um, see. Oh, donuts. They do have a donut shop there. Now, I was really cranky about that. Oh my gosh. Because what are donuts doing in Ireland when they have all those amazing foods like we were seeing with the scones? Well, they do have donuts. If you want a donut, you can have it. And I almost regret not checking them out because if they do have donuts, I want to see how they compare with the American ones. Corinthian columns, go Corinthians. Oh yes, that is your football club. Yes. 2 thumbs up. I love this. I think this is the best name of a pub I've ever seen. The Poor Relation Grocery Pub. I don't know, Steve, if that's your kind of.
Grocery pub.
Well, it's just got a really cool name, like the Poor Relation Grocery Pub. Just it
Hmm.
sounds like some of the kind of the interesting pub names you might come up with, like in our D&D one.
Hmm.
Iglis Loin, is that correct? Maybe. Remember, I kind of suck at Irish. All right, for all you that have been loving the food, we've got cheddar, North Cork red cheddar. Please try the local cheeses if you're there. And you can get any 3 for €10. So guess what I did?
You bought
Kaluni hand.
you
I'm
bought a
sorry.
bunch.
I bought 3. Yes.
Hmm.
Kaluni handmade Irish cheese out of Thurles, Tipperary, handmade on the Maurer family since 1986. Oh, so we're agreeing it's like a Tesco. Yes, yes, a Tesco. Proper cheese, says Mr. Brown Alliance. Rockfield says by Velvet Cloud Irish farmhouse sheep's cheese. Oof. Timon says you've never had real cheddar. It's on the bucket list. What the hell? My goodness. Oh, here is a. Oh, I'm reminded of the Monty Python cheese sketch. Yeah. Uh, I believe this is the town hall, the courthouse. I don't know. The Mutton Lane Inn. You can find the. This is also off of St. Patrick Street, and it's the oldest one in Cork City. And it's really cool in there because they take Jameson bottles and put candles in them. So yay. It really helps with the ambiance. Even though they do have electric lights, they have candles. Cheeses in Brazil are crazy expensive. Well, I believe it. American cheese is very poor. True. If you're in America and can get imported Brit cheese, get extra mature cheese. It will blow your mind. Ah, maybe I'll try that. I don't eat a lot of British cheese. I eat a lot of French cheese. Loving the candelabra. Yeah. Isn't that fun? It made me think that, gosh, you could do that with um, different bottles.
The window in the previous picture
Hmm.
looks very Charles Dickens ish, or a Christmas Carol ish.
Yes. Well, it's as old. I mean, older. I forget how exactly old the Mutton Lane Inn is, but it is really old. British cheese is the best. Okay, but I'll lay that at your feet, Mr. Brown. Yeah, it is. You feel like you're in a Charles Dickens novel, and even though, yeah, you see here Uh, they deliberately keep the lights very dim to give you that ambiance. Look at that. This is where you go to have your drink. It's like you're time traveling. Yeah, everyone's loving these candles. I do the same thing with candles and bottles, but I remove the labels. Yeah. That makes sense if you're in a pub, though. Keep the gems in there. Oh, whoops. We're back on the River Lee, on the banks of my own River Lee. Here to the right is the Clarion Hotel. We'll like to stay at the top of Oliver Plunkett Street. Here is South Mall. Oliver Plunkett Street goes parallel to that. And interestingly enough, right outside my hotel, there were some people that were doing canoe racing against each other. There was some sort of club. So they went ahead and did that. Yay. And everyone was sitting there watching them race, maybe even betting on them. I don't entirely know. I do not know. Here we go. Oh, and this is looking down the South Mall. I think I told you a little bit about that. And again, Catholic churches. Lot in Ireland, you can barely move 3 feet without coming across a new Catholic church. Uh, I I said that a little bit in the Kinsale one, where there were 3 of them in a very tiny little town. And here, this is just one little part of Cork, and I think we've already stumbled across 3. We're going to come across 4. So South Mall, and from there, actually, we're not going to go into the South Mall. We're going to go to Shandon, the historic corner. Do you enjoy the blood pudding or the blood sausage? I enjoy blood pudding. Not so sure about blood sausage. When I visited the Eagle and Child in Oxford, it looked like that pub you showed us. It's very close, that one in Oxford. Ah, nice. Got to go. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Brown. And Shannon Historic, and this is going to give us a little bit of a preview. We're not going to go through all of this, but you have here the Shannon Bells and Tower and St. Anne's Church, Cathedral of St. Mary and St. Anne, Skiddy's Almhouse, St. Mary's Dominican Church, Shandon Suites, the Butter Museum, Civic Trust House, and the Cork Butter Exchange. We're going to be visiting the Cathedral, St. Mary and St. Anne, St. Mary's Church here. We're going to see that, and especially the Shandon Bells and Tower, St. Anne's Church. This is Church of Ireland. It was originally St. Mary's. Usually with history in Ireland, you'll find the corresponding Catholic one. So you got the St. Mary's Dominican Church and the Cathedral of St. Mary and St. Anne. Go figure. Yeah, blend pudding is fantastic. I agree with you. But that's what St. Anne's looks like. The current St. Anne's, the tower there. And you must Shandon Sweets. Yes, Sweets. Oh, that's the name for candy. So it's like a candy store. If you go to Cork, you must go to Shandon and you must climb up to the bell tower. And you'll see why in a second. It's worth it. For one thing, you can ring the bells, but you'll get an amazing view. Here's a little bit of the history. St. Anne's was built in 1722 on the site of the Church of St. Mary's. Its predecessor, which was destroyed in the 1690 siege of Cork, was itself the inheritor of a tradition of Christian worship stretching back to 1300 AD. So the first church that was there, and it was or Christian worship. I don't know. Was it a monastery?
It looks almost like the tower is about to tip over.
Yeah, in the picture it does, doesn't it? It's not though. It's straight up, but this picture is quite strange. The way the way it's leaning. It's a leaning tower of Shandon. Yeah, and a lot of those things, the 1690 siege of Cork, again, that was all going back to some of those issues that were going on. Look, what do we have here? That is St. Mary's. So this is about a stone throw from St. Anne's. Saint Mary's Catholic Church, because Saint Mary's was over there, and then it's kind of over here, and they call it Saint Mary's Dominican because Dominicans live there. Here's their little place where Dominicans hang out. And then I'm walking toward Shandon Tower, rather St. Anne's, and where the bell tower is. Look at this beautiful, beautiful door and color scheme. I think it's amazing. Dempsey says, I gotta run. This was really cool. Thanks for allowing me to share this with you all. Yay! Well, thank you. I appreciate you being here. They're doing Dutch angles with the camera. I wish you luck and fortune. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So these are the kind of beautiful buildings you'll see. Again, I'm walking along here. You can drive, but it's very narrow. And as I'm about ready to turn towards the St. Anne's, you can look to the left and get a view up to the other hill, which is now makes up a part of Cork City. And this church here, this Catholic church, is right up on top of the hill, and it's lit up at night. It's, like a beacon on a hill, minding us all.
It's now in the middle. Sorry. But there's a heck of a lot of hills in this town, isn't it?
Yes. Well, it's generally very hilly in Ireland, but yeah, Cork is, well, you've got the low marsh, and then you've got this hill, and then to the south, Grange Hill, which is where I lived. But yeah, that's why I always say you can go to a lot of places in Europe, and especially Ireland, and eat as much as you want, and you'll lose weight because you're climbing all these hills. All right, I'm getting closer to St. Anne's. You can see it's called Cathedral Street because actually the cathedral is close by. Another Monty Python reference says Seregian Saint Joseph the somewhat divine on the hill. All right, so here I am inside the church. Is it free or do you have to pay a fine? A fine. Yeah, you have to pay a fine. I'm not entirely sure. But this is on the Zixons. So you go up this tiny little staircase, up around, and here you can ring the bells. Now, the numbers correspond to different pitches on these bells, the Shandon bells, for each note on the scale. 1 for do, 2 for re, 3 for mi, fa, or if you're, say, using the C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Though I'm not sure if it is pitched to C. And they have little numbers, cards. So if you want to play a specific song, you can read it off the numbers. Safety notice. Basically, the safety notice says you can die, you dumbass. All right. There's a very, very narrow staircase here, and you wind around. It's loads of fun. Look at this. It's as steep as it looks. Now, this railing, it's not like a real railing. It's a rope with little like hooks between it. So it's not exactly the most steady you can get. Ryan Roger Athay says, Cork looks similar to a Welsh Valley town, apart from the port, that is. Yes, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And yes, I am preparing my solfege video. It's just, for obvious reasons, taken a long time. It's very difficult. Again, to give you some perspective, this is me looking down. It's very steep and very narrow. Okay, this particular building was built around the 1700s, so it's about 300 years old.
The rope thing is probably to save space, so you don't have a railing sticking out.
That's true. And maybe to preserve things as well. Now, there are several bells up here. As you saw, there are at least 8. This is just one, and look how close you actually are. to the bell, and that is the hammer thing hitting the bell. When I was a kid, they didn't give a rat's rear end, but nowadays they will make you wear protective hearing equipment, like those things that they make people wear at airports. So I guess well through to the 80s and 90s, they didn't care if you went deaf. Thread Green says, that reminds me of a tour through the Tower of London. The stairs in the old fortress were very much like that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's what makes this fun, right? I want to get, in case you're not entirely seeing what's going on, you have right in front of me at about my eye level a wooden bar thing with an arrow telling me I've got to go up this way, and then it gives something to hold on to you, and you kind of hoist yourself up to get to the next part of the stairs. It is vertical and very narrow. The picture doesn't quite do it justice, but I think you can kind of tell. And yay! This is why you do it. When you get up there, you get an amazing view of Cork City.
Does not look too different from a lot of Norwegian cities.
Ah.
The some of the roofs and such are, with the outbuilding things.
Mm-hmm.
That is not common here, but yeah, it if I didn't know it was Cork, I'd think maybe it was somewhere in Norway.
Ooh. Well, yeah. Well, you heard it here first.
Well, yeah, probably why we sacked the place. We thought we owned it already.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, Steeg. Why do you do that to me? Yeah, up here is Grange. That's where I lived. Oh, you get a better view over here. Oh, look, there's a big old mansion. Was it Vernon Mansion? I think we used to go walking over by there. It was closed up though. Oh, here's a view of that church that we just saw, what, on top of the hill. This is how it looks from Shandon. You see, look at this view. It is worth it. It really is. Yeah, the commenters are saying that is a marvelous view. Yes, thank you. Not many tall buildings. True. Well, they're all on hills. Good point. Oh, here it's going down. I just love to show you these perspectives. Oh, and look, a blank screen. What's this? Oh, yes, this is I told you there was the Cathedral of St. Peter and, no, not St. Peter and Paul, St. Mary and St. Anne. That is it's a cathedral. It is a cathedra, the seat of the bishop, or is it Archbishop of Cork? Not sure. But there's my girl, the little flower, in the Blessed Sacrament Chapel. The pulpit thing, is that, no, wait, or is that the old baptismal font? Not sure, but look at that. Blessed Thaddeus McCarthy, he was the first bishop of Cork and Cloyne. Oh yeah, it's called Cork and Cloyne Archdiocese. And his cause for sainthood is there. And you also get to see him. What do I mean? Boom! We got a relic. We've got a relic. So if you want to see a bone or something, if you've never seen a relic, go to check out Thaddeus McCarthy's. So, and there's a reliquary there in the Cathedral of St. Mary and St. Anne. And then you leave and look, the butter market. The butter market, oh my gosh, if you do not go to the Butter Museum in Cork, you are missing out on life. And it says, this house has been associated with the butter trade in Cork since it was built by the builder and architect, blah, 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 in 1884, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Tells a little bit about the history. There it is, the Heritage House and the Butter Museum. I think I told you that butter was king, or was it queen, during this time. Here you see some of the dairy issues locate dairy manufacturers and the locations. Butter exports from Cork. So to give you a little bit of perspective about how important this was, you're minding your own business here in Cork. The butter would go from there to Maryland and to Virginia here in the United States, go to the West Indies down here, and to Brazil. Look, we're bringing you butter, Timon Flip, all the way over to Asia and India, etc. So that's how much the butter from Ireland went all the way around the world and generated. It wasn't the Butter Museum a factory. It might have been. It might have been. And there was something next to it, though. I forget the name of it off the top of my head. And here's a song. Please leave my butter alone. Is there a butter tasting? Yes, believe it or not, there is. There is a tasting. You can taste some butter there. Hello, Glitzers. I imagine tourists will be inquiring about Inishirin, which is fictional. Oh, okay. Oh dear. Oh, sorry. Now we're going to go to the English market. And yes, the word there is Sassenach. So everyone who ever watched Outlander can get excited. That is the English market. Oh, on Lar, that means the city center. Look how cool this is inside. It's really nice. Now you're going to see some serious food. Outlander said Sergen. Yeah, exactly. Well, it says English, right? Cheese. So you can get cheese, bacon, and look, there's a pig's head and pig's feet. I guess you get it raw. Look at all those
I guess
eggs.
if you go to the store in Ireland, you get head.
Oh my gosh. And then you've got streaky bacon. Down here, this you can't see the sign, but it says tongue, ox tongue.
Yeah, I'll avoid that one, but I'll have the bacon.
Yeah, look at that bacon.
Yeah, oof, I'm hungry.
Corn brisket on the bone and corned beef. Honestly, the only time I ever saw corned beef wasn't something we ate a lot. Fish. Oh gosh, that looks
Mackerel.
so good. Oh, okay. Well, you would know.
It has stripes. You can see it on
Yeah.
the top fish. It has stripes. It's it's mackerel.
Oh,
North Atlantic mackerel.
nice.
The healthiest fish on the planet, apparently.
Oh, yeah, superfood.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a comic shop here. This is at the top of Oliver Plunkett Street called the Comic Vault. So imagine going into a comic shop that looks like that.
Does it cover all the floors, or is it just at the bottom floor?
It's just the bottom floor. Yeah, because I did go in and check it. It would be amazing if it was the whole thing.
Speaking of bottoms, Sam McCabe is here from Down Under.
Hello, everyone. It's been a while. Hope
it would
you
be
all
at the
are well.
bottom because it's very far south, right?
He is, and look, he even put a koala bear. Lovely. It all, oh, so good to see everyone here sharing these pictures, sharing my love for Ireland. Street musician. This is on Oliver Plunkett Street. He is playing the tin whistle. I do have this on video. Maybe I'll upload some of these as shorts. I love Oliver Plunkett Street. Lots of nice little shops along there. Lots of pubs. The Echo Boy, the Evening Echo. They still sell the Evening Echo. It is the evening paper for Cork. And
I heard the Evening Echo was a bit repetitive.
oh, oh, Steeg. Yes, I suppose. And frequently you would see, yes, little boys, and they would call like the Echo Evening Echo, and there was a way they would do it, and it it's so cool as the evening comes on, and they do this loud call, and oh, I can't even describe it. I do have it on video of a man doing it because the man was doing the echo call that evening. But it was also used to be little boys. Everyone saying hello to their. Um, oh, a few days are better than a cloudy day curled up in a bookstore. Mm-hmm. Well, if you are in Ireland, you will definitely enjoy that. The Oliver Plunkett. That was the name of this pub there, and live music. Almost every pub in Ireland will have live music in the evening. That's what I had. And look what I had to eat. I had a bowl of vegetable soup. It was pureed with the soda bread and butter. Oliver Plunkett Street, the Offician West, the post office. And so if you want to mail anything, mail it there. It's a lovely building. For some reason, I did not get a picture of it. Oh, look, it's St. Finbar's. Okay, this is Steve. This is where you come in. Your people,
Really?
yes, because
Across the bridge?
yeah, over across the bridge here. Over this is where Cork City started, because there was a monastery here based on Saint Finbar, and up on a hill, and of course that's where they all would come up the River Lee and plunder, and they stuck around, and the streets and area around there will have names that are derived from the language. I'm thinking it's Norse, but you know. Oh, and then this is like one of the oldest bridges. It's been reconstructed, obviously. The Southgate Bridge. So you go across there, and it's like you're suddenly in a very, very historic part. Here we are. This is Kaiser's Hill. Apparently, that's a word derived from the language that they were doing, and of course, up above it, that is the Irish. That doesn't, so that's not related to that language. And you can see that the way they chose to do the buildings and the path and the road was also very defensively. It curled around. You can see that in the terrain. And here it is looking down Kaiser's Hill. Genevieve says, "I've got to go. Show everyone here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the show." Mm-hmm. Thank you. Up another side of the hill, they have bicycles that you can rent. And check this out. They even have advertisements. Coca-Cola. And here is St. Finbar's. Once again, you'll kind of see that you will not see the green. This is a Church of Ireland. However, unlike other cathedrals that you will see these buildings in Ireland, this actually was always Church of Ireland. This was built on the location of where the monastery and other houses of worship was in about the 1800s. So it was always Church of England. It still, though, in the very style of those older churches. Oops. Well, let me go back. Maybe I didn't get any more pictures of it. But what you'll find is you won't find me having any pictures of the inside because they charge admission, which is very rare for a church. The reason, though, is there are not a lot of parishioners. and they're having trouble keeping it going. So they do have it with a big apology. They want you to think of it maybe as a museum, but they will charge you admittance to this church, and I chose not to do so. The Coach House, just cool old names that go back to the history. All right. I wasn't able to get a good overall picture of this, but this is taken from Elizabeth's Fort. This is also right in the middle of this Viking area. You can see along the wall that goes around. Elizabeth Fort was built, I think, also during the Jacobin stuff, and it became a home for the Guardy. The policemen were there for a very long time, and now it has been preserved and you can visit it, get some nice views of the area. You can see how these roads swivel around. Oh, this is also looking back on South Mall. I think I already had this picture, but let me zoom in. You will see these a lot on South Mall. This goes back to the time when this was a water. So you would come in and, dock and walk up. Okay. And then here's the little boathouses. Then you bring your little boat, bring your boat in there underneath the buildings. You'll see those along South Mall. Yeah, beautiful. These churches are breathtaking. Yeah, it is lovely. Yes. Yeah. And I think, almost done. Almost done. We're going to go over to the Red Abbey. Right across from the South Mall is the Red Abbey Street. Well, what do you find there, Precious? Well, I'll find what's left of the Red Abbey. An abbey, I believe abbey is referring to where nuns were hanging out. Don't quote me on that. I think it can also be monks. And all that is left of it was the bell tower, and it's very well preserved, and you'll find that right in the middle of Abbey Street across from South Mall. And that is the end. Except, sorry, there's another view of St. Finbarr's. And that really is the end. Yeah, because now we're back to Kinsale. Abbey for monks, convents for nuns. Okay, that's what I thought. Well, I don't know. Things are different. Ryan Roger says, "It's been a great show, folks. I must say, it'd be great to talk to Triple Men in just over half an hour." That is correct. And that's why I'm glad that it ended the way it did, because it was almost perfect. Because, yes, in half an hour, I will be on Ryan Roger Athay's channel. So please tune in and check it out. We're going to be doing a lot of yapping together. And I agree. With Ryan Roger Athay. It will be. Been a great show. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate everyone that has come in, and thank you for reasons for other situations. I guess it was first time for everything, and that is my Cork, which I love more than life itself. It's a great city. I could just stay there forever. It's so much heart, so much history, and it's my little haunting ground. So, Steve, tell us where we can find you.
Maura's channel next week, Wednesday, I think.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. And if you have not read Magician, please go ahead and do so, because we're going to be doing that on April 1st. And like I said, you're going to find me on Ryan Rogers' channel, and then I might be on Nina's on Sunday. Depends what we're going to be reviewing. So have a great day, everyone. Have a great day, and be certain to
be a fat git.
Be certain. Okay, thank you, Steve. Yeah, don't be like me. Don't eat like a bird.
No,